Hey everyone, Mike B here with kind of a ranty video today. I'm looking like $1 million of Monopoly money, need a haircut, haven't shaved in a few days, and this is about as good as it gets. So, kind of in the mood to go on about something that was brought up actually in my Discord server, which if you decide to become a Patreon supporter or YouTube channel member for $5 a month or more, you get access to. Patreon, you also get access to some exclusive podcasts. But I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video. But, nevertheless, we were on Discord last night talking, and I had said that I was approached by, now that I've got over 100,000 subs, it just so happens that in the algorithm or the view of certain sponsorship companies that literally everybody and their brother seems to be taking have been starting to contact me. And my whole thing is like, I'm not totally against going the sponsorship route, but I want it to be completely relevant to myself, my channel, and my viewers. I'm not going to do something like Raid Shadow Legends or other things that literally everybody does just to get money. I have a job where I make enough money to feel comfortable, and YouTube is just extra money. It's really fun. So, YouTube also, I spend more money really than I generally make on like guns and uniforms and stuff to like make videos on for content, ammunition, things like that. So I'm not really in it for the money. That's why I don't necessarily want to take sponsorships just for the sake of taking them. And so anyway, I said, I was joking around, Dennis, if you're watching this, but I was like, yeah, somebody like Dennis Crow from Empire Arms was like, hey, I want to sponsor you if you do a shout out or do an ad in every third or fourth video or whatever. That's relevant to my channel, relevant to my viewers, and I believe in that product and company. And so I would be, that's just an example. Again, don't get excited. He's not going to do that, most likely. But I'm just saying as an example, that's what I said in the Discord server. And one of the guys on there, Bravo, who I know personally, and he said, well, even if you get sponsored by High Point, that's still relevant to your fan base and your audience. And I said, yeah, you're absolutely right. I would definitely take a sponsorship from High Point or Glock or H&K or whatever, because I believe in the products and I would endorse them and do ads because I'm comfortable with that, and everybody wins because then I get more cash, a little more cash, and probably some free guns to go out and make more content with. So that's the kind of things that I like to do with sponsorships. Now, that brought us to the point that most people in my Discord server are on the same page of why do people shit on things just for this? It's kind of like that. It's fun to shit on things like Nickelback or whatever, just because everybody does it. There's a term for it. I just can't remember. And this also does kind of stem from this bullshit idea that I've always been against. Well, not always, but for most of my adult life I've been against, called brand loyalty, right? Brand loyalty to me is stupid. It's a company thinking that you're too stupid to make up your mind for yourself, so that you need to stay in your lane and be loyal to their products, whether they're garbage or not, just for the sake of being loyal and to being able to belong to that tribe that in turn, pretty much guarantees them future money. That thing started way back in the day. It's corrupt because I think we live in a capitalistic system where capitalism encourages competition. I think whoever's making the better product and the product that works better for whomever, like Chevy or Ford, who gives a shit? If you drive a Ford and it works for you and you like it, by all means, drive a Ford. It doesn't mean you can't buy a Chevy someday and be like, oh, well, they came out with a new model because they weren't selling as many trucks in this previous model, and they made some improvements that I like and that I'm, would to kind of tend to make me buy a Chevy in this particular year, this particular location. It doesn't mean you can't buy a Dodge the next time you go to buy a vehicle. You know what I mean? But there's people that are so set, and it's the same thing. I'm using the cars because that's a huge community, and that's what I grew up with. You drive a Ford, found on road dead, just... Who gives a shit? I hate that shit. I didn't look down on people that drove Chevys, Dodge, Saturn, Volkswagen. I don't care. It's like, does it work? Does it get you from point A to point B? Or do you know how to drive it? You're not going to get into a wreck, because you're not familiar with it. It's too big or too small for you. Okay, then cool. That's your vehicle. It's the same exact thing with firearms. And I made videos about this before, but I don't know, something last night I got pissed off because here's the thing. I'm going to go through a few guns on the table just as visual aids, and I'm going to tell you my opinion on all of them, right? My honest to God opinion. We're going to start with, I've got some really cool, very popular brands and stuff that we're going to talk about. I'm just going to kind of show you what I mean by this. So if you're just getting into guns and you've got people trying to enforce their shitty, very narrow-minded, tunnel vision brand loyalty shtick, think about this. This is a Glock 19 Gen 2, right? The reason I got this is because my first gun I ever shot in my entire life was did I say 19? No, this is a Glock 17. Gen 2. It's not a 19. I don't own a 19. But this is the Glock 17 Gen 2. It works. The first gun I ever shot in my life was a Glock 17 Gen 1. My dad's service weapon in the late 80s and early 90s. He carried that thing all the way up to the mid 2000s. That was the first gun I ever shot in my life, so it's kind of a nostalgic thing. One thing I don't like about Glocks, the squareness of them. I don't like that. I mean, it works for a lot of people. I'm not a super big fan of the grips, especially on the later ones, like the Gen 4s and Gen 5s. Not a big fan. Am I proficient with it? I would like to think so. Can I hit my target most of the time? Am I somewhat comfortable with it? Yes. Does it have its disadvantages to me personally? Yes. It's not a perfect weapon. If you use the right or the wrong kind of ammo and you lip wrist it, which a lot of new shooters tend to do, it's not going to cycle correctly sometimes. That's a drawback of the design. You need to actually grip this thing like you mean it, which is fine for somebody like me, and I know that. That doesn't make it a bad handgun. That also doesn't make it the best handgun in the world. Glock, it's cool. They work. I've been around them my entire life. They're a decent choice. If you're comfortable with it, by all means. But it's not a perfect pistol, despite what their slogan is, perfection. By the way, Glock, if you want to sponsor me, I'll definitely change my views just like a bunch of other YouTubers have. And I'll say it's the best pistol ever made as long as you keep sending me free shit, in case anybody's watching. Half tongue-in-cheek. But yeah, I like Glock. I also think it's got its drawbacks for me personally. Okay, here's going to be a fun one, because everybody knows somebody in this fanboy community. H&K. I like a lot of their firearms. I like their designs. This is an H&K USP Tactical, right? It's cool. It's honest to God. This for me was a purchase strictly, well, not strictly, but mostly based on the fact that it is using Counter-Strike, one of my favorite first-person shooter online video games, because I grew up with it, right? It's a nostalgia thing. People like nostalgia. I think it's cool. I eventually want to get one of the gun or every one of the guns in that game. Either if it's semi-automatic, doesn't matter. Now, this thing is cool too. Can I hit shit with it? Yes. Am I comfortable with it? Yes. Is it giant, bulky, and heavy? Yes. Is it hard to conceal if you're going to be doing concealed carry with it? Yes. So there are drawbacks. H&K does not make the best firearm in the world. They also don't make the worst firearm in the world, because guess what? A lot of people like these and are very proficient with them and are super comfortable with them. And if it works for you, so fucking be it. So H&K, very heavy, very top heavy, just very heavy in general. This is the 45 Tactical I should have mentioned. So the H&K USP 45T, very big, very top heavy, bulky. This is like a duty pistol that's out in a big holster. And God forbid if you put a light on there, it's going to add more weight. It's just a giant, bulky pistol, but far from the worst. Now, we're gonna go to the one that everybody shits on. It's just fun, H&K, everybody. Well, here's the thing: is H&K gets shit on too by people who are like, "Oh, it's so expensive and overpriced, and it's not worth that." And while I would tend to agree with that sentiment, I don't think that they're worth what they're asking for and people pay for them. I buy most of my stuff used, so I did not pay anywhere near retail for this guy because I also think it's outrageous. But here's the thing: that also is because of brand loyalty. You've got people that will pay that no matter what, just because it's an H&K and they have the name brand recognition. Well, my local sheriff, great guy, we get along great. He's an H&K fanboy. He thinks it's the best in the world, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, but, so he's an example one of that. Again, I respect his decision, I respect his choices, and he's not totally hell-bent and whatever. He's very open-minded. He just likes guns. That's kind of what I did. But anyway, we were talking, and he's just obsessed with H&K, and I'm like, yeah, well, they make good guns, but we were talking about the G3 versus the FAL. I said, yeah, I prefer the FAL. He's like, yeah, the G3, the P-91, whatever, you just get it set up right. So we had that conversation, blah, 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 blah. But whatever, we agree to disagree on that. I don't think H&K is the best in the world, but I think that a lot of people do think that, and that's why they can command these exorbitant prices. Same thing with Glock. I don't think that a Glock should be $700 brand new. It's literally a polymer frame with some parts in it and a steel square, pretty easy to machine slide on it. It's pretty simple as far as a firearm and materials are concerned. I don't know why they're $700, but I have a suspicion that's because A, law enforcement agencies love them and it's guaranteed money, and B, people just love them. It's brand loyalty. I've only bought one new Glock ever, and that was the Glock Model 45 a few years ago when it came out. I actually don't regret that decision, but I think it was $550. Which was cool. It came with 2 magazines, blah, blah, blah. I can justify my purchase all day. I don't regret that one. Do I think it was probably $200 too much for what it actually was? Maybe. But again, that's part of the problem. But that's not all I buy is exclusive Glocks. Now, this is the fun one to shit on, the high point, right? their carbines and whatever. So High Point's whole kind of business model is to make guns that are affordable and work. And this is a CF380, right? So it's the 380 ACP. It's heavy, it's big, it's bulky. But hey, so is the USP-45T, the Gucci cool guy gun, right? Well, does that mean that the USP-45T is a piece of shit just because it's big and bulky? No. But this one, a little bit harder to conceal because it's a little bit bigger, but it's easier to conceal than this guy. It's a lot smaller. And it's not as nearly as heavy. And the thing about this is the idea, I really appreciate the idea that High Point wants people who can't afford Gucci shit like this, a $1,200 gun brand new, and still want to be able to defend themselves, to be able to defend themselves. Now you go, oh, the quality is horse shit because they pump them out. In my experience and all of my friends' experience that have owned these and shot these and just people online, I've never had a malfunction with this one personally. I've got several hundred rounds through it. Yeah, I agree. The grips are a little bit slippery. The magazines are kind of a pain in the ass to get, but that's true for a lot of guns. Magazines are a pain in the ass to get for this thing, trust me. But here's the thing, it works, okay? And if somebody can't afford a $1,200 pistol and they want to buy a $150 pistol instead and get ammo that, you know, they can defend themselves with or defend themselves and their property and all that stuff with, I'm fine with that. Again, I've never had a problem with this. Are they ugly? Sure. So are Glocks, in my opinion. Glocks are ugly as shit. They look like bricks, okay? I don't care. The appearance doesn't matter to me. Why does it matter to so many people? Oh, because it's fun to shit on High Point because they're cheap and all these other. See, here's what happens. This thing happened in surplus too. See, I said it's gonna be a ranty video. Just bear with me. There will be a point to this. So what the hell was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So what happens is when you get a company like High Point or whatever, but I think High Point is probably the most popular cheap manufacturer of firearms in the U.S. But that was the whole goal. And it wasn't meant to be a Gucci firearm. It was made to be something that works, and they do, in my opinion. I've actually never seen a malfunction on one. Doesn't mean they don't happen. They're not perfect. They're big, they're bulky, and everything I just said. Not super comfortable, not super uncomfortable. I do like the sights on here, though. I put the Ghost Ring sight on there, and it actually is pretty. I made a video on this a few years ago shooting it. So what happens is these big companies will actually lobby, and they'll send out propaganda campaigns. Because people that were like, well, instead of spending $500 or $600 on a used Glock or $700 on a new one, I can just get this. I'm not really a gun person. I just want something to defend myself with that I can hit a target with if need be and go out to the range and plink and do all that stuff. Well, you can do that with this thing, with the High Point. You can do that. You don't need to spend that much if you're not really into guns, right? And you just, again, the whole point is to defend yourself and your property. This is a great option, in my opinion, and obviously several other people's opinions. So then you get all these bigger companies. I'm not saying Glock did this or H&K did this, but a lot of these more expensive name brands came out and they started this propaganda campaign saying that High Points are junk, they're not safe. Gangbangers use them. These are the most used firearms in crimes, which is not exactly true. There's plenty of other brands that are used in crimes. Most of these guns are stolen or purchased illegally with drug money. So that's not exactly true with the High Points. They are used in crimes, but a lot of them are stolen. So you pick your poison. Stolen guns illegal, correct? But no, it's not like the gangbangers are going to intentionally go out and get High Points in most of the cases. And this has been, I can't pull up the studies right now, of course, because I don't frickin' know. But when I was back in college, I actually did a little research on this, and it shows that most pistols that are recovered that are above the caliber of .22 are a 9mm, some kind of off-brand thing that's cheap, and most of the time they're stolen. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm going with that. So yeah, there was this propaganda to drive people away and dissuade them from High Points. So it made a lot of people that were, less wealthy in middle America think, okay, I can't afford to defend myself because I can't afford a Glock. Well, okay. So that's kind of where that whole shitting on cultures and stuff comes. That's the same kind of idea, or shitting on products and stuff like that, the whole brand loyalty culture. This is the same thing with I've got a twofer right here. Anderson receiver on a PSA blemished Freedom Rifle kit, right? This cost me, I think, at the time about $350 all said and done to put together. I think it's a great option for somebody that's in the range where $350 is a decent amount, but you can't afford to spend $1,000 for a DPMS or a Colt or an FN or something, a Smith & Wesson. I'm not shitting on those brands because they all have their place, but it's the same thing. Palmetto State gets a horrible rap for making garbage. I have several PSA parts kits, and I've had a bunch through the years that I've traded and sold for. I have never had a problem. I've never actually had a malfunction on a PSA. They're super accurate, very easy to zero. They hold their zero, and they're just simple and easy to use. Same with Anderson. I've never had a problem with the gap, the receiver gap, or anything like that. I've never had a problem with an Anderson receiver, period. And I've got several of those. I built a lot of my my M16 clones on Anderson lowers, and they work just fine because I don't want to spend $1,000 for a name brand just to make it look, whatever, as long as it's functional. So that's another example of companies and kind of places getting smeared by other companies that charge more for a similar product. I get you can get into the whole quality debate and all that shit. I'm not talking about when you get into the finer things, the Gucci ARs and you're running, the Chris Costa style frickin' this shit. You need a long hanger. Yeah, okay. You do all that shit yourself. I'm talking for basic defense, the Second Amendment, the principle of the Second Amendment. I like firearms to be affordable. I like a lot of people to have firearms and know how to use them. That's a big caveat that's kind of gone down the shitter since we stopped teaching firearm safety and use and maintenance in schools in the 70s and 80s. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I think firearms should be affordable to anybody that wants to use them for any reason, for hunting, to defend yourself, just to have. I think they should be super affordable, and I like options like this for people who don't necessarily have that much money, because I grew up not super poor, but I also grew up not always having a lot of extra income, and even when I got out in the real world, it's like, yeah, bills are expensive, life is expensive, so it's nice to have an option like this where I don't have to spend $1,000 for an AR-15. Or for a Glock or for an HEK USP. It's like, yeah, you can start out with this and then work your way up if you so choose. But if you don't ever want to work your way up, definitely a fine choice. So, all that rant being said, this is just off the top of my head too, people. I'm just going on because I know I've talked about this before on videos. I might actually do an entire podcast ranting about it, because I can rant about this shit for over an hour if need be. But yeah, I just figured it was a cool conversation we were having on Discord. To start out as kind of a joke and whatever, and then it turned into something, and it's like, yeah, none of the guys on there understand. Well, they understand it, they just don't like the brand loyalty and shitting on other brands for really no valid reason. So, all that being said, again, I mentioned this at the beginning, this did happen on Discord, which all those guys on there are either Patreon supporters or channel members at $5 a month or more. A lot of people on there, and it's a really fun time, a lot of information is exchanged, and then conversations like this happen that inspire videos, and you guys get to have shout outs. So, thanks to everybody who is a current Patreon supporter and channel member. You guys are awesome. I'll try to get some more exclusive podcasts on Patreon. I know it's been kind of hectic since the movie and I got back and getting slammed with orders and shit, but I'll start getting on that. This summer will be fun. Anyway, if you want to do that, you guys know how to do that. Link is in the description. Also, if you can't support me financially, which I totally understand, but you still want to support my work, you can like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell, and share this video out. So maybe somebody that you know falls into this category. It's just like the AR versus the AK debate, or the fanboy club. It's like, they're both decent, and they're both applicable in different scenarios, a little bit better than the other, but they're both good guns. So, just your mileage, my berry. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments. If you're new to the channel and haven't seen this kind of thing before, this is my long form rant when I have a topic that's brought up and it's just like, well, yeah, I'm gonna cover this and let you know what I think. My opinion really doesn't matter, but I figure to some of you might need to hear this and wake up and go, well, maybe I shouldn't just get on the I hate Nickelback train. So, that kind of whole thing. Anyway, I will stop rambling now. Cool, it's under 20 minutes. Damn, that's been a while since I've done that. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.